to another episode of Check That Post podcast. I'm your host, Jen, and my co-host,
Christina
and Marjorie.
And this podcast is about life, love, and relationships. And today we have a guest,
special guest,
Mr.
C.C. Nelson.
He's here to tell us all about why men cheat. Now, I first have to say, this is not a male bashing episode.
Right.
All we're trying to do is get an understanding, a real understanding about, and some insights on why men cheat.
Right.
You know, it's something that we as women always want to know.
Right.
So, what can you tell us about in the hot seat?
I can't give all the secrets.
But give us a little insight.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why men cheat. There's no certain reason why they do or don't, and a lot of stuff plays into it. You know, how they're treated in a relationship,
Right.
or you know, where they're raised.
Yeah.
All that comes
Absolutely.
into how they're being treated. You know, and women play a big role in how men act.
How so?
How so? Well, you know, if he's in a relationship, it's a bad relationship, he may take that and pass it on to someone else because of his hurt. Okay. Also, some women allow men to treat them a certain way,
Right.
and they accept that, so
Right.
they play a role also in that as well.
Absolutely. I agree.
You see, so.
Yeah, I agree. Because women allow men to treat them a certain way because it's been my experience. What you allow will continue.
Absolutely.
So if you do not allow it or stand for it, have your standards and just don't put up with it
Right.
because you deserve better.
Right. And that's not saying it's not going to happen to you.
Right.
Because anybody can get cheated on. But, you know, it's on you whether you going to, you know, keep on letting it happen to you or not. You know,
Yes.
if with the same person. Because you never know, you know, you get in a new relationship, you don't know off the bat if that person's going to cheat on you, you know. If it's a pattern, you know, if he's always cheating on everybody he done ever been with, he probably is going to cheat on you, you know. But if it's not, you don't know. You know, you don't know. He might not tell you that he's cheated on every woman that he's ever been with. You know, he might be withholding that information. So, you know, you can't blame yourself, you know, every time for when somebody cheat on you. You know, it's the other person. It's not you. Me, I think for myself, I think it's a real easy answer to why men cheat. And I honestly can,
What is
I
that?
feel like I can narrow it down to just one particular reason. And that one particular reason, for me, I feel like it's because they want to. You're not going to cheat if you don't want to cheat. Point blank, period. Like, nobody makes you cheat. I can't make you cheat. I can't make you cheat. Now, you can choose to cheat with me if you want to, you know. Not you specifically, of course. I'm just saying, anybody. You know, you can choose to cheat with anybody, but you can't blame the person that you're with for the reason why you're cheating. Now, I can see how, okay, you might be telling somebody that you're with, you know, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, and if you don't do that, then I'm going to have to go out there and get it from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And then you choose, like, okay, I still want to be with you, but I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to do that. And they go out and cheat on you. You know, they told you what it was, you know, from jump, you know, before they went out and did it. So, you know, sometimes you can be, you know, the reason why, you know, somebody does cheat. But, and you can cheat on them and they can cheat on you back. You know, that could be another reason why, you know.
It's a selfish move.
Right, it is.
You know,
absolutely.
I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, when you're doing something like that, you're thinking about one person only at that time, and that is yourself.
Absolutely.
So you're not caring whether you hurt that person or anything.
Right.
And sometimes children are involved.
Right.
And you're pulling that move, and people get hurt along the way.
Absolutely.
So most of it is that someone's being a little selfish and putting themselves before the family, the girl,
right,
or whatever relationship.
all the
they're in.
things that are important.
Exactly. It's all about them.
Right. So, question for you specifically: have you ever cheated? And when you did, what was your reason?
Well, I don't say I ever cheated. I was I would call it, I was never dedicated. You know, I was in relationships, but it was, you know, it was always with more than one woman, and most of the time they knew I wasn't committed. So I wouldn't say I was actually cheating. Most of the time they knew.
Okay, so you saying most of the time, so every time you didn't
Well,
say.
yeah, well, you know, it's when you meet somebody and it's new, you haven't established a relationship anyway. And what is a relationship for you, for a woman, may not be no relationship for you. Right? I mean, if you have a relationship with a lady, or you dating, or y'all went out 4 or 5 times, she may think that you're in a relationship. Well, you're you know. I'm not in a relationship at that point.
Absolutely.
But, you know, everybody takes it differently.
Right. Yeah.
If you're having a physical relationship, woman immediately thinks I'm in a relationship. With men, no.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's where you have to establish that with that specific person.
Exactly.
You know, y'all gotta have that conversation together from the jump. I feel like, you know, where do you want to take this?
That's
where do
right.
you see us going?
Right.
You know, and if neither one of you can be clear about that, y'all don't even need to go no further.
Exactly
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Just
Exactly
go ahead and get on through and let them go be unsure with somebody else. You know, if you know you sure and you know what you want, you know, out of the deal, and that person don't want that, you know, don't even waste your time. That's, y'all know I said that the last episode.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in wasting time.
Not
Don't
wasting
do it.
time, right?
I'm not gonna allow you to do it.
Absolutely.
Miss Margie, you got anything for that?
I mean, y'all hitting all the points. Really. my biggest mindset was, if you're not gonna do it, somebody else will. I've never cheated on somebody, but I've been cheated on.
Right.
And like in the back of my mind, I just used that thought to cope with whatever was happening, you know, in the moment. So.
Hold on. So you think it was something that you weren't doing that other person was doing?
Possibly. I mean, it's a lot of temptation out there, you know. It's a lot to look at, a lot to choose from, a lot to feel on. And you never know what somebody may have had in the past. Like maybe they craved that again, or you never know.
Yeah, that's true. But have you sat down and, like, did you have that conversation, like, when you were cheated on? Like, why did you cheat? Like,
my communication sucked.
Okay.
I'm still young. So when I got cheated on all them times, this like from teenage years to like early 20s. So no, I did not have those conversations.
Okay.
I kind of just put up with it.
Okay,
and many women do,
Many
women
is
do.
that if you accept it,
Right.
I mean, you know, the thing about it is, you have to establish how you want the relationship to be from day one.
Yeah.
Right.
And anytime you accept something that you don't like, the very first time, you have already set it up to go bad because you haven't stopped it.
Yeah.
So, and if you forgive them for doing that, and it repeats itself, and you still don't do anything about it, you basically set it up to go bad.
Yeah.
Because you're basically teaching them how to
That's right.
treat
That's
you,
right.
how you
That's
want
right.
to treat you.
Right.
That's right.
I agree.
Exactly right.
So would you say possibly that it's a something a man might grow up as a boy seeing, like his mother bringing in different people in and out the relationship, so he grow up with that mindset?
Or dad cheating
Or
on his
his
mom.
Yeah, well, you know, if he grows up, he sees his father acting in that manner, that doesn't have respect for his mother. You can't expect him to have respect himself. You know?
Right.
You know, you're teaching your own child without even knowing it.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
you're setting up bad things for him to come.
Right.
So, you know, but like I said, it's one of them things, you know, that cheating, people just cheat to be cheating sometimes. You know, sometimes it's not even that anything happened or something's going on. It's just that, hey, listen, they just can't help themselves.
Or it's accessible. It's easily accessible. Like,
yeah.
If you got hell being thrown at you all the time, you know, it's gonna be hard to keep saying no. You know,
and that's why you don't stay. That's why men don't commit. And I'm just being honest with you. Men, that's the reason why you get a lot of men, especially men that are popular or men that have money or things of that.
Right.
They don't have to commit.
Right.
You know, because that's right.
Not giving them a reason.
Well, that's right. That's right. Because they're making it easy on them.
Yes.
So
what's that old saying? Why buy the cow when the milk is free?
You said it, I didn't.
I mean, but that's what they used to say.
That was a men thing, you know. That was a men thing, and but you know, as I didn't really, you know, as when you start having children, you have to start having daughters. With me, children changed me.
Right.
I don't know that I would ever have changed if I didn't have children. And so with men, certain things in their life changes them. You know, you can have a great woman right in front of you, and if you're not committed and you're not ready, you'll destroy that too.
Right, absolutely.
And also along with that, what I see a lot is women having a lot of babies, trying to get the man to commit, to change, to just be with them. But until he's ready,
that's right.
He's not going to. You know, that's been what I've seen. Doesn't matter if you have 10, 12 children, but he's not ready to commit. He's not going to commit. I would say, because we get letters in asking the question, why men cheat? So, hey, you got to look at yourself first, love you for who you are, and grow from there. Know your worth. I said that on the last episode. Know your worth. Know what you're going to put up with and what you're not going to put up with. Because you don't have to, and you deserve somebody that's going to just be with you. You don't, you don't have to put up with that.
Especially if you're, on the straight and narrow. You want somebody that's doing the same. So I totally agree.
Well, you have to make a man respect you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the thing about it is like I said, is at the beginning of the relationship, boundaries have to be
Right.
And if you don't, if he's breaking boundaries and you allowing him to do it, then you actually causing the problem. You know, you can't put the blame on him because you allowed him to do it.
Right.
And
enabling that behavior.
Well, exactly. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Insecurity plays a big role, I feel, also in cheating. I've seen that plenty of times before, people just not being secure in themselves. So it's like, you might assume that, your partner maybe might have their eyes on something else. So you just go out and just do whatever you want to do just because you assuming, just because you have that insecurity within yourself, like, oh, she ain't happy with me, or, I can't please her, or whatever, and if you can't please her, figure out how to, if that's somebody that you want to be with, figure out how to please her. That way you're not thinking she's going out to get somebody that's trying to please her. Because I've been in a relationship before where I've dealt with an insecure man before, and it was always like, kind of pushing it on me, like I'm gonna go out here and do something. But I'm like, I don't have no desire to go out and do something. If I'm in it, I'm in it. So I'm not finna mix none of that. I don't do that. So, you're not gonna do that with me neither. So
that's a cop out.
Right.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. Because and a lot of men are feeling that way because if you notice that you find out that they'll act like you're the issue.
Right. Absolutely.
But meanwhile, they're doing what they want to do, and they're reflecting it back on you, basically. And what that does is keep you off track. I shouldn't be giving you all these
He done got
Started
something.
now.
It's necessary.
Proceed.
Yeah, right. It's necessary. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not a cheater, so give it to him.
Yes, indeed.
But I ain't always been a good guy, so
Yeah.
I say, or a dad.
But
or
you
whatever,
have
all that,
been.
you know.
These last years that
Well, yeah,
I've known
well,
you,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I commend you for
Hopefully
that.
you learn from your mistakes. So
Yeah, absolutely.
you know,
Yes.
Absolutely.
it's,
Well, we have a Dear Jen letter on the subject, and we're gonna let you answer.
all right.
Dear Jen, just about every relationship I've been in, the man has always cheated. At this point, I kind of blame myself. Like maybe I'm too simple or borderline boring. I don't know why men do it to me. They just be wanting too much. Like sex is good, but not all life has to offer. Like dang, low key, I low key be feeling like I'll go find you someone if you leave me alone. And then on the other hand, I feel that men cheat without permission is trash. That's the
Well, I
last.
guess it ain't cheating if you got permission.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
how do you give somebody permission to cheat?
Well, you know, the energy's bad. So if you're open book and you're allowing things to happen, that's what I say about the tendencies. You know, nothing's changing when you're doing the same thing over and over again. It doesn't matter what guy you with. If the part about if your tendencies don't change,
Right.
nothing's going to change. You're going to keep
Right.
on doing the same thing, keep giving the same energy out, and it's going to happen to you over and over again. You're going to have to change your energy and about yourself, and don't be so quick to have a relationship. Sometimes you need to give yourself time to heal.
Right.
And before you move into a relationship where you take whatever happened in the bad one and you put it right back in the new one because you ain't waited long enough. So you need to do some healing so you won't do that and you know, reflect on what happened and why it happened.
Right. And your role.
That's right. Because a lot of times we are the problem, you know. So.
Yeah, and communication is key. Like, I'll tell anybody, ask. You won't never know if you don't ask.
That's
like,
right.
if somebody cheat on me, I'm gonna ask. Why? Why would you do this to me? Like, I've given you everything. Like, that you express that you want it. You know, because sometimes people might not say everything that they want. You know, this man might want threesomes in the back of his head, but he know that's not something that I do. So, you know, if I don't know he like threesomes and he go out and have a threesome, I'm be like, what are you doing? You ain't never tell me. Like, no, you want to know threesome? Like, so communication, like it brings us all the way back to, you got to establish that from the beginning. You got to make sure y'all both on the same page. You know, no matter who you dealing with and when, like you got to make sure that same person's on the same. You know, got the same mindset, want the same goals, got everything ain't gonna be the same. But, you know, y'all gotta have the same goal intended, you know, if y'all want to reach that goal. You can't reach the goal. Your goal is somewhere down there and his goal is somewhere over there with somebody else, you know. So communication.
Well, if you're doing all that, you can't complain. Because bottom line is you open up Pandora's box. And if you're doing all that, then anything is on the table at that moment. And so you can't expect it to go good. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Because now you know they're doing it without you. Right. They're doing it if you're there. Right. And you know, and that is not a relationship. So if that's what you're looking for, you already destroyed it right then.
Right. I agree.
That's right.
That's community-ship.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, everybody's involved.
And And to each its own.
Yeah,
you know.
no judgment.
Ain't judging nobody.
Do you?
If you like it, we love it. You know.
Yeah.
But
You won't have to live
just
it.
because that's something you like, don't mean that's something I'm gonna do. You know, like we got our own. Everybody their own individual person. So.
And everybody got their own taste of what they
Right.
like and what
Absolutely.
they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more for that subject. Dear Jim, I'm a married woman who loves her husband. We've been married 14 years and I have 3 adult children. I suspect he's been cheating on me with a woman from his job. I don't have any hard proof, but my intuition is telling me he is. Such as he's putting on nicer clothes to work in when he used to wear old clothes. And now he's wearing cologne. He starts an argument so he can leave and doesn't come home till after midnight, even on the days he has to work at 6 a.m. When I ask him why he's acting different, he say he's just trying to impress the boss or something lame. What should I do?
You want to go
That's
first?
a lot to unpack.
I think what Tina said is best. Just ask. I don't know if he's gonna tell you the truth or not.
Right. Right.
Well,
You definitely want to ask.
if your intuition is telling you that something's going on, you probably should listen.
Right. That's a lot of sound.
You know?
It's a lot of
I
red
wouldn't
flags.
ignore it.
Yes, absolutely.
I would start there, and like she say, ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
Being that you have adult children, and
Well, they're not in the house, obviously.
yeah, just
Get a spy on a job. I'm just
do that too.
Right.
I'm joking, kind of.
But
A wink, wink.
just have that conversation. Sometimes we have to have hard conversations.
Yes.
So have that
absolutely.
conversation and then make a decision for that. But I wouldn't jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
Do your research.
Yeah.
I always say do your research.
Yeah.
Well, I think she tried to have a conversation with him. She might have asked him based on what you said. I think she did ask him, and he gave her. He's trying to impress
Like
the
it's
boss.
not nothing.
Well, he's
Right.
trying to
Brushed
impress
her off.
the boss,
Right.
and the boss may be a woman, so I mean,
Right.
You could be trying to impress them.
Yeah.
But yes, women know.
Yeah.
So if you really feel something's not right, I would say this: I have learned that one thing. Women do get this feeling, and don't mean it's right all the time.
You absolutely
But
right.
but you have to don't drive yourself insane.
Right.
You got to ask that, because now you're creating an issue in the house by being silent,
Right.
and it's not good, and it's not healthy, and stressful. So you have to sitting down, talk to him,
Right.
and if he's staying out after a certain time at night and he hadn't been doing that, it's your job to reel him back in.
Right.
Right.
Express that you don't like
because
that.
you
That's an issue for
there again, you've been allowing him to do it, so it means you've been accepting it. So don't accept it.
Right.
Now make him make a decision.
Right. Yeah.
So that you'll get to the answer quicker that way.
Absolutely.
And remember, what you allow will continue.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So anybody want to give any more input on cheating? Otherwise, we can move right along to the Thanksgiving.
I wouldn't say like I want to give input on the cheating, but the bigger picture I got from our conversation was women, you have a right to stand for what you need,
Right.
and allow them to meet your requirements.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that when I was younger. Honestly, I'm still practicing that right that I have today. Like, I'm not perfect, I won't let go. But if somebody would have taught me that sooner, I would have not had so many mistakes as I made in the past.
But the thing is, you learn.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. You always gotta put yourself first. Like, you can love somebody to death, but if you're not who you need to be for yourself, it's not possible for you to be what they need you to be for them if
Right.
you're not who you need to be for yourself. So it's always going to point back to you, you know. Again, what you allow will continue. You know, if you're going to keep putting up with it, then, you know, just whatever, you know, that's just, you just going to continue to deal with that for the rest of your life, you know. But until you, you know, set that person down and let them know, hey, okay, this is an issue for me. This is not something that, you know, I'm going to deal with. So you can make the decision, you know, either you're going to keep on doing it or you're going to stop, whatever, you know, whatever the issue might be. Just, you got to bring it to that person. You got to communicate that. You got to make things clear, and it's always best to do that ahead of time, up front, you know, before you even get deep into anything with anybody. Just make sure you got the ground rules established beforehand.
Women have to, they have to love themselves. Sometimes, you know, you hear people say, oh, this has been going on for 5 years. There's no way I'm going to give 5 years of my life to someone that just treats me bad.
Knowing that, yeah.
You know, I mean, that's completely insane.
It is insanity.
And that's because either they been beat down a little bit, and you know, they just don't have the strength to walk away. But you know, that time you do not get back. So you look up and you're an old lady, and you done dealt with it. Now you feel like you just gotta stay there.
And then another thing too, like if you do have kids, like your kids are looking up to you, you know,
That's right.
and they start doing that from day one. They copy us from day one, and everybody that got kids know that. You know, when y'all see the little babies cussing and stuff, they cuss it because you cuss it. Like, don't be talking about, I don't know where he getting that from. He got that from you.
Look
That's
at the mirror.
what you do at the house when ain't nobody else there, you know. So, like, they're watching us from day one. So, if our kids are seeing us, you know, allow certain things to happen to us, you don't want your daughter growing up allowing men to do the same thing to them, whether it's abuse or, you know, neglect, whatever it may be. You know, you don't want them growing up with this, dealing with the same thing that, you know, you may have dealt with. You want them to do better than you, you know. So I always think about that with my child, with my daughter, you know, even my son too. Like, I want you to see how a man's supposed to be. I don't want you to see how, you know, these men out here. I know, of course, you're going to see your friends, you know, everybody, other people, you know, you're going to see men dogging out women. You're going to see men treating women like queens, you know. But I want you to know how a man is supposed to be. You know, I don't want you to see all the negative stuff and think you're supposed to do that because half of the men you know are doing that. No. I want you to follow this great example, you know, that you have right here. That's why I bring my son around you, you know, because you're a great example of a father, a husband, you know, all that. So uncle, brother, all that. So I want him to see, you know, how a man is supposed to be. So I'm not finna bring no man around it. And once I get the feeling like you ain't no real man, you know, you're not finna come around my kid. I'm not gonna bring you around my kids because I don't want them to see what I don't want. You know, if I don't want you as a man, I don't want my kids to see you. You know, you're not gonna meet my kids because they're not. I don't even want to bring that around. I don't even want them to see that. I know it's gonna happen. But, you know, the longer it goes for them not to see, you know, I'd rather them not see it for however long I can hold it back from them. You know, I want to hold it back. I don't want you to get treated like that. Like, I don't want you to see nobody treat me like that, you know. So I be trying to, you know, be the perfect example for them because I know that they're watching me and I know I'm not perfect. Ain't nobody perfect, you know. So, of course, they done seen me make mistakes before, and I sat them down. We talked about those mistakes, you know, and I let them know how it's supposed to be. So, once they know how it's supposed to be, then that's what they're aiming for, you know. They're not, right, exactly. So, you know, when it comes to them kids, I feel like that's on a whole nother level. Like,
that's a whole nother conversation.
It is.
We don't have that conversation. And to all you women, beautiful women out there, You don't have to stay in a situation that's no longer serving you. Never be afraid to walk away.
Right.
Because God always got something better for you.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep on moving up, keep your head up.
Right.
Now it's time for some fun. This letter is pertaining to the Thanksgiving, dear Jen, that we wanted everybody to write in and tell us about the terrible dishes. And you can also give the best dishes as well.
Yeah.
But the funny ones are the worst dishes. Dear Jen, I love my granny to death, but I wish you wouldn't put 5 pounds of sugar in the peach cobbler every Thanksgiving. I'm afraid we will all have diabetes by the time we reach her age. What can I do to get her to make healthier choices?
Nothing.
That's your grandmother.
Pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah.
She got us setting her dishes. She like them the way she like her recipes. So
Just let the people who eat it who want to eat it.
Right,
right.
That's true, but I will say this, educating her, because, not saying that she don't know that sugar give, people diabetes, whatever. But, just kind of further educate her a little bit more. This might be some things that she don't know, don't understand, that might help her be able to realize that, okay, maybe this is a little bit too much.
Good luck with that one.
Maybe I can reel dial back just a little bit. Maybe I can use this ingredient instead of that ingredient. It might be, I don't know, do they have a vegan sugar?
Problem is, everybody's been eating all these years. Why would it be a problem now?
True.
You understand?
True. But that person might not eat it. That person might watch everybody else eat it, but they're just concerned about the rest of the family going in on it.
I have nothing to say about anybody's cooking.
One more. Dear Jen, please tell me why my auntie has to complain about every single thing every Thanksgiving dinner. I'm so over it. Every year I dread going to the family dinner. And I don't want to be disrespectful and say what I'm feeling, but I can't take it anymore. Please help. How do I handle this Thanksgiving? Sign Anonymous.
I'm just kidding.
I thought you said go home. You said go off.
Yeah, go off. I mean, you can go home too.
Right.
You heard it. Don't hold back.
Definitely not an option. No, I would say, though, express your feelings. Don't be disrespectful, say it in a manner that, like, dang, auntie, like, okay,
It's supposed to be a happy time.
Right.
Or
Thanksgiving.
I'll come back as a girl like me. I be done came back and said something positive, like, she might be like, ooh, this potato salad, this ain't all that, good. Like, just put a little salt on it, put a little pepper on it, like, it ain't that deep, like, if you wanted it that way, you should have made it, you know what I'm saying? So, if they complaining, if they're a complainer,
everybody got one
they
in
gonna
their
keep on
family.
complaining. Right, you right. It probably ain't gonna stop them, but if you say something back, if they always got something to say, and you say something back every time, they probably not gonna always have something to say.
Well,
That is true.
You may end up in the newspaper.
You can apologize by Christmas.
Yeah, that'll be over because you're tired of eating.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, this has been another episode of Check That Post podcast. You can text 866-311-2251 if you have a comment you want to leave, or tune in every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Reminding, this next Thursday, Thanksgiving, we'll be on live at 12 noon.
12 noon.
So y'all can eat.
Send in your Dear Jen letters if you have any more. Want to send anonymously, or you can leave your name, whatever. You want to talk about those horrible Thanksgiving dishes,
And whoever got the most interesting topic will get a prize.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. Or you can write checkthatpostpod@gmail.com. Thank you for joining us again. Ow.
Thank you, Cece.
Is it okay?
Still alive.
It's the road.
Bye, y'all.